What's up, everybody? Rabid Hedgehog here at Indian of Oklahoma City once more, and brand new bobber off the truck, the Bobber 20. This one coming out for 2020. Big difference is the big wire wheels. Still got the fat tires, but we're going with slightly different exhaust with this new little design here. Of course, the blacked out treatment on the back end, chrome on the front. I actually like that look. I don't mind it being like that because they got the chrome caps. It kind of does a little neat little thing to finish the line of the black. So I know some people not thrilled with that, but I actually kind of like that look. But yeah, just taking a look at it, it's just as cool looking. But it's funny because if you remember, I did a review on this, just the bobber alone. I did all three of them at one time. But on just my bobber, I was talking about how you can modify them to fit a little bit better, because this is not the typical saddle. Of course, this is more like that spring seat, kind of a simulation of it. But it's that wider look. And of course, the mini apes. Talking about how that's something you could do to possibly make it more comfortable. And here we are, getting ready to ride it to see if that's a confirmation of things. But absolutely pretty. Actually, the one they had before this, I didn't get a chance to ride it, was the matte green kind of army color, and I actually like that one quite a bit. It's got that same smoked out Indian logo on it, and with that green, it just stands out really well. So everything you see here, LED lights on the back, LED on the front, standard headlight type. Of course, your keys down here around the horn bell area on some bikes. Now, very standard Scout stuff. Of course, the bobbers, they do the underslung mirrors. Some dealers have them flipped where they're above. And of course, you got your kill switch here. Go ahead and activate. You have your trip odometers and stuff down here, so we'll go through. We got trip 1. We got our tach, and of course our indication for gear. We have our engine temperature. We have our voltage of the battery, and our regular odometer clock at the very bottom. And of course, going around the clock, side stand warning, engine, your two left and right turn signals. You have your fuel light, neutral. This bike is equipped with ABS. And of course, general maintenance warning along with that. You do have just select right there. Of course, you hold, you go for your hazards there. Alrighty. Go ahead and give her a start here. She's cold, so not cold, but been started probably only once before. It's only got 5 miles on it, so. Anyway, sitting on it, can already tell you I like the seat a lot better than I do the stock one, that's for sure. Well, let's get her around town here. See what she's all about here. All right. Now, when it comes to the bobber, it still has the 2-inch suspension travel on the back end, so it doesn't have as long a travel as the Scout brethren at 3 inches. So just remember, this still maintains that shorter shock travel distance. Of course, it does make for a nice low bike. Okay. Oh, and one main thing I forgot to mention is whenever they updated the Scout starting in 2019, on the very right-hand side over here on the speedometer, they actually have a USB port down here. So there is a little bit extra on these motorcycles. I forgot to mention in my previous reviews that they added that to it. Now, once again, let's think about the ergonomics of this bike. It feels like, just like on the previous bobber, that you do sit more forward on this machine. So it feels like that these are not as far out on the controls. They feel a little bit more, just a couple inches to the north of mid, but not a full stretched out feet forward, but they are definitely forward. How this lines up with my 32-inch inseam is you'll see that my knee does come and my thighs and things come above the tank slightly. So I do kind of sit into this bike because I'm a little bit tall. Now, the seat is way better. The way I'm sitting on it, I love this wider seat. It still doesn't have like the big padding a lot of us are used to, but because it's suspended in the air, it does have a little bit of spring to add to it, and it actually is helping this bike get over these broken roads of Oklahoma City a little bit better. I'm actually liking this seat a lot more. The other one felt like a kidney punch every time you hit something, so this is acceptable now. Now with these handlebars being out, because the other one is more down, a little bit more narrow, I like these bars in this placement. It's more natural for me. Now I am, because of how tall I am and how I sit, I do have a slight forward toward the controls of the handlebars. So my arms or my back is slightly bent forward, and then my arms come straight down and out and slightly up from the elbow. But I like these bars, I like this placement for sure, because it's way more comfortable on the wrists. And of course, this is still the 1130cc Indian Scout liquid cooled V-twin we have all come to love, with 100 horsepower and somewhere in the 80 foot-pound torque range. This is a great engine. Power and response all the way through it. Great transmission as well. All right. Give her a little bit of muscle here. Go flip over to our tachometer here, and we're going to settle out in our 6th gear. So at 60 miles an hour, we can get there. There we go. 60 miles an hour, you're looking right around 3,000 RPM when you're cruising in 6th gear. Good for your fuel economy, that's for sure. Oh man, this thing rides so much better than the other one. I don't feel as jarring. I'm going over these same bumps in the same road that I've done before, and this one just feels more like it's gliding over it. Like I said, that suspension, I know the seat is not truly suspended, but it just having that little bit of cushion there, not being directly connected to the bike, you just feel better. Like I said, I love this seating position. It's more comfortable. You're not quite as far down. It does aid those mirrors quite a bit more when they're up this high. This reminds me a lot of my old Sportster 883 when I had the flopped over mirrors like that. They work perfectly. Now this bike sounds like every other Scout that's out there. You know, they pretty much, no matter which variant, all use the same exhaust setups all over. So these are going to all pretty much match each other in sound, which is a nice soulful little sound. Not incredibly loud, but it's still an American V-twin. You could definitely still hear that in its throat. And it's real pleasant to ride with. This bike is just being perfect on the interstate right now as well. It's just, these bikes are so stable. They're 560 pounds or a little bit more than that depending on their trim and stuff, but the way they handle the road, these fat tires don't get stuck in rain gullies or anything and get jarred out of place. You just track so well with this machine. And like I said, the suspension is not anything different, but the seat is making all the difference in the world. And the seating position is just so much more comfortable. I love just the comfort of this machine. Let's get her going. It's got plenty of grunt, even in 6th gear, to pull away from traffic. Like I said, handles these roads perfectly. We have some decent winds today. I'm not being blown around or nothing. Just nice, stable tracking. Yeah, this is way better. Like I said in that original video, I never test rode the modified one from the dealership. I just mentioned that I sat on it and how it felt. It's so weird to see that this bike comes out looking exactly like the suggestion to make it more comfortable. It's just like, you know, with the bobber, it's just so much better to have that kind of faux spring seat on it to make it look even more old school, but also those mini apes to give it that more custom set apart look. That's something that you could do, and that it would just make it feel better because the way that it sits and the positioning, and with these bars being wider out and up, it's just it's just nice. I mean, it's so comfortable. It's just natural. Scream. Like I said, this engine's got such good power and delivery. It's such a wonderful engine to work with. I've done so many Scouts, I know that, but it's one thing about working with Indian of Oklahoma City on these reviews is that the Scout's a very popular machine now, and of course with this new one being brought out with these changes, it's significant enough to give it another ride. And I love it. I love this one way more. Like I said, the bobber was great for just, you know, to and from the bar, going, you know, just urban brawling and everything like that. But this one, you add a little bit more seat cushion to it, and the way this one just kind of glides over everything, the way it feels, you could go a lot longer distance on this one. And the way the handlebars are done, there's no wonky turning or anything like that. It's actually very, very good at turning still. Very easy to manipulate and very stable through the turns. Like I said, accelerates nicely. Of course, we're on a nice broken road now. Here we go. Let's get some bumpings here. And like I said, I'm not getting into those horrible ones, but getting into those little ones there. Even riding on the other side with the other bobber, you could feel everything in this road, but this one, I'm not even getting hopped off the seat at all. And there's a big bump and I actually stayed on the seat. What a difference just little things make. And like I said, going into turns, just as good. Hit this broken road there. You can hear a little bit of poking my voice on that one, but see, it just handles so nicely. All right, definitely, if you're gonna get the bobber, if you love the look of the bobber, the blacked out look, the slammed look, get this one. Get the 20. this one by far and large is a better motorcycle. Just these little changes. It's just amazing. Like I said, same roads, same everything, same speeds, and this one is just that much better. I would say now that my only suggestion to the bobber would be, if this is a little bit more reduced reach, to have these to be a little bit further forward for somebody who's 6 foot tall and above. It is a little close if you're going to be on this bike with them being down there, because like I said, I think the other Scout, it feels like it's a little bit more about right there, maybe about an inch and a half more forward, something. But this one it's just a better bobber. There's no lie about that. It just rides so well, and I love that look of the wire wheels and everything. It's that more classic bobber, true bobber look mostly. All right. As you can see, briskly accelerating onto the interstate is not a problem for this machine. This is a better, way better overall package than the original bobber. The seat place, just the seating position, like I said, a little bit more on the legs, but other than that, everything else is just better. I like this position. It's comfortable. My hands are comfortable. The bike is still very responsive. It does require a smidge more input than the original Scouts, but it's still very easy to get along with and very easy to ride. And it's just so much smoother over these bumps. Handles them a lot better. You can still feel a little choppiness in the front end because it doesn't have as much suspension travel as it needs, but it still is way better because of everything else you got with you over this stuff. And I think it's definitely the better overall package. Now the cool thing about the Bobber 20 is it's not, as far as I know, a limited production motorcycle. I know that when it came down to them this year, they did a special 100th anniversary bike on the Scout platform, and I'm not going to ride that one because it's a limited production. I don't like doing that to dealers' bikes and put miles on something like that. But that one is more of a heritage kind of look and feel to it because it's the original color. But the Bobber 20 is just, it's what the Bobber should have been when it came out. That's the best way to describe it. It's what the Bobber should have been. And I hope that going forward we see it more changed to this than the original Bobber. That way everybody gets these mini apes. The kind of like I said, it's not really a Springer seat, but it kind of looks like one. It just all works together so well, and tremendously, just tremendous package. I love this bike, and I'm not paid by the dealer or anything. I just like helping them out. I like coming out and chatting with them. They're a family-owned operation here in Oklahoma City, and I just have a lot of respect for them, and they let me do this, and I appreciate them every time they let me do this. They trust me with these new motorcycles. So I'm not paid for this opinion whatsoever. This is my live reaction. I'm just shocked how much better this is to me. I don't feel as worn out. Even I know there's a short ride. I know it's not a very long ride, but even in the short rides I did before on this bike, You can look them up. I'll tag them below. I got beat up very quickly in those rides. This one, I could keep going. I could keep going for a little bit. Like I said, I would move up the pegs a smidge, but that's no big deal. I can shake my leg out and stuff like that if I need to. And a little bit more cushion on the seat would be a little bit better. And other than that, I love this thing. It's just better. It just works. So at any rate, if you guys have any more questions about the 2020 Indian Scout Bobber 20, leave them in the comments below. It is a recommended motorcycle. If you got a chance, ride both of them. Ride the other Bobber and this one back to back. I promise you, you're going to like this one better. And if you do that, comment that below too, because I'm telling you, this one is what it should have been. This is perfect. I like it quite a bit. So at any rate, keep that shiny side up, folks, and we shall catch you on the next ride. Hey, what's up everybody? Rabid Hedgehog here, and I want to thank you for watching our videos. If you like what we do, please smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, so that way you can receive notifications when our latest videos are out. We also want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Law Tigers, Motorcycle Lawyers. These guys right now are out there riding with you. However, if something happens, they are not ambulance chasers. They want you to give them a call or visit their website. They're at 1-844-533-2913 24/7 and at lawtigers.com as well. If you're in Oklahoma and you're looking for insurance to protect your home, auto, motorcycle, or commercial, give Derek Enloe and Associates Insurance Agency a call. He's at 405-261-1010 or www.enloeinsurance.com. Also, for protecting our engines, we have Doug Crawford with USA Synthetics selling AMSOIL and protecting our engines. He's at www.usasynthetics.com or 405-388-6170. Thank you to our partners for keeping us protected and keeping our motorcycles running strong. At any rate, thanks once again for watching. Have a great day and keep that shiny side up.